Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and in this Overwatch video, what we're going to do is give you an advanced guide on some more advanced tactics for Overwatch. This time, we're going to look at the idea of peeling. Not enough people do this because I think they don't understand what it means. So, just to give this a very brief explanation, the act of peeling is using your hero to protect a vulnerable hero. Now, you can effectively do this with every hero. However, typically, it's a tank player supporting a support player. So if a support player is being heavily attacked or is the focus of the enemy's attack, typically with dive comp, you'll see Winstons, Genjis diving in onto a Zen. It's your job, if you're, let's say, playing the Diva, to get back in there and help your team, or even playing the Winston, or even playing the McCree, because maybe you're close by and can flashbang. There are loads of heroes that can do this. So, in this video, I'm going to explain how you peel with examples from my own gameplay, and I'm going to show you why this is essential. All right, guys, let's get stuck into this. Before we get stuck into this, let's look at an example of when it's impossible to peel. Watch this. This is a nice dive from our team. I'm in a decent position, and then their Reinhardt just drops down from above, smashes my brains in, earth shatters the team. There is no way we could have prevented that. He was going to do that. It was a legendary Reinhardt play. So sometimes there will be plays which you cannot possibly stop. Typically, this is with ultimates and stuff like that, but don't always think you can always be peeled, especially if you're playing a support. You're not always going to be able to be protected if you're screaming, I'm getting attacked, somebody peel, or even if your tank players or whoever the hell is near decide to turn around and help you. Typically, they won't save you from everything, but it will help in a lot of situations. This is an example of the Zarya player peeling by not putting a barrier on me, but by turning around and attacking the Doomfist. Can you see this? That Doomfist has dove in on me to try and kill me. Yes, it was very suicidal, but you'll notice Zarya turned around straight away to protect me. If you get this into your head, guys, that you should protect the supports, you will win a lot of games, like a hell of a lot of games. Support players will love you, but even if you're DPS or if you're a tank, if you turn around and protect the support when they get attacked, it will help you loads. Also, it's not only the job of DPS and tanks to peel. This example here shows me on Lucio protecting my Mercy. Lucio is awesome. In fact, most Lucio players do not protect their other support. This should be your top priority. You are very durable. In fact, you are the most durable support. Well, until Brigitte hits competitive, in which case she doesn't need peel or she doesn't need support because she's never going to die because she's a bit ridiculous. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, don't think that if you're playing Lucio, you shouldn't protect your other support. You should totally do that. Okie dokie, let's go into a game example. This is a live example of me playing on Diva. Now, Diva is fantastic for peel because she's got loads of health, she's got defense matrix, and she can rapidly move around the map. This means if somebody is getting attacked on your team, you can identify this and go in. So what I'm going to do now is show you how I apply this process and how I forget to do it and how that causes me some problems and, in fact, causes the point, in my opinion, to be, well, captured. Alright, so what I'm doing is just typical Diva stuff. I'm protecting the guys on the top. I noticed Genji there was way out of position, so I'm going to dive on top of him. You notice that I'm putting defense matrix as well onto my team as much as possible, like in sort of like a horizontal fashion, so it catches a lot of the incoming projectiles. But yeah, this is pretty typical here. We're just waiting for an opportunity. I see an opportunity, so I want to go in. I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to get hooked by Hog. I don't want to get killed, or well, I definitely don't want to get demeched because then I would be totally out of the game and that would be bad. But right now, not too much is going on. Our Junkrat's got his ultimate up. He's going to riptide their back line. It's looking cool. Gets a kill. It's another opportunity for me to go in. So I'm just going to dive in and do damage. So at the moment here, I haven't really done any kind of effective peel. I haven't turned around and gone, oh God, we're being attacked. I need to jump back onto one of my supports. But I'm always paying attention to this because you have to. If you don't, I mean, for Diva players specifically, this is what changes or what differentiates, a really good Diva from an average Diva or just a good Diva. There, I tried to peel for Tracer. Now, you'll notice she isn't a support, but I tried to jump onto her to protect her with Defense Matrix. She took way too much damage and died. Arguably, she overextended there, so it's like, oh, that's not great. So now we need to play a little bit defensive. But I did try to save her, right? It didn't help, but the thought was there, right? Okay, so this here is a little bit of peeling going on there, where I'm sort of identifying the target behind me and jumping onto it because I knew it was attacking our Orisa. Again, that's not a support. Here I'm just using Diva Bomb just to push them back off the point because I felt like we were kind of getting pushed a little bit too much. You could have argued there that was probably a waste of it, but I don't know. We sort of kept control of the point and it was fine. So you'll notice, even at this point in the game right now, there isn't really any kind of crazy backline peel going on. Like, one thing we've got to get into our head with when the term peel is thrown around, it doesn't mean turning around and running to your backline. Sometimes it can mean charging forward to protect the supports as well. Essentially, all it is just a tactic of putting yourself in the way of the enemy or doing something to prevent the enemy from doing damage to a player on your team, a vulnerable player on your team. I suppose that's the best way to explain this, because if you're out in the open, you're vulnerable. If you're McCree standing out in the open and you're getting dove on, well, you're vulnerable, right? You're going to need some sort of support. I think this is me just firing there to try and find a Sombra. I don't know. I think I'm off my face. Right, so we've lost our Riptide here. This isn't great because it would have been nice to have got a kill from that, but McCree picks up a kill. You'll notice, though, that I'm actually still chill. This here is peel. That there is super, super, super peel. I'm not going to go back and show you that, but I want you guys to rewind that and check that out, especially if you're a D.va player. Now, obviously, we don't have the game sounds on for this video because I've used some fancy music instead. But as soon as I heard the Genji and I was waiting for this, I'm going to ram Genji out of the way and just do as much damage to him as possible. Now, remember, with peel, it's not all about killing the target. Sometimes it's about just messing the target up. Winston, when he uses his ultimate, is ideal for this because Winston can knock you all over the place. D.va as well, because she can just fly into you and smash you back. Well, when Genji's using his Dragon Blade, it's highly frustrating to him to be knocked around, to be bashed about. So here I just decided to throw in the D.va bomb because I know we're getting pushed and it does get a kill. It is a bit of a horrible corner there, especially for people to get through. This here, that was the moment there where I screwed up. You notice what happened there? I let Zen die. Zen should not have died there. I should not have let Zen die. That was my fault, right? And that's going to result in us losing this point because I should have been on Zen with Defense Matrix. Instead, I was too forward thinking. I'm like, I'm going to D.va bomb. Then what am I going to do? Now I'm dead. Can you see the problem there? A better D.va player would have always been thinking about their supports, would have always been thinking about when will I need to peel? When will I need to not be offensive? My problem there is I'm thinking too offensively. Can you see how D.va is such a complicated hero? But it doesn't really matter with D.va. There are multiple heroes in this game. This applies to anybody with movement abilities. Well, it's not just movement abilities. It's just any hero, right? Like I said at the top of this video. It doesn't matter who you are. If you can protect somebody on your team by changing your focus off just blindly attacking the enemy, then you're sort of peeling, right? And also, sometimes, a lot of people can say, yeah, a good offense is the best defense. But is it? Sometimes in Overwatch, it's the other way around. By just being there, by just pushing people out of position, it screws up the enemy team. This is why peel is such a powerful tactic. Now, the reason why peel, I think, needs to be highlighted is you guys see a lot of this going on in Overwatch League, and I don't think it's exactly explained very clear as to what's happening. It's very clear to see a D.va and a Winston and a Genji, and this here is pro. I am blocking the also, I don't like Pepsi, so drink Pepsi. I am blocking the health pack there with my D.va mech. Always do that, especially if you're fighting somebody on top of it, even if it's a hacked pack from Sombra. But yeah, peel as a concept is... It's very simple to see Winston and like D.va and Genji going in on a dive. So from a spectator's point of view, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. But what the other team does to absorb the dive is not really shown. I mean, again here, this is peel. That there is me waiting for the Genji. I see the Genji and I've just pushed him away. It's like, get lost, Genji. What has Genji done there? Absolutely nothing. When you break this down to its sort of core components or the resources that we use there, what did I do? It was dead simple. I used a shift ability to just get rid of an ultimate. I used a standard ability, push Genji away. He was screwed. Also, if Genji's deflecting as well during his ultimate, well, then your job's done, right? Because he's not killing people. That there, though, was an absolute peach of a shot by that Widow. So you can see, like, even though I did push the D.va away, the Genji away, I still got wrecked and we still got kind of killed. But we are going to have another chance here to contest so we can wait and then we can move out. I think this video, I could just keep going on and just giving you examples of this, but I think you guys probably get the idea by now. What I want you to do, right, especially if you're playing D.va, especially if you're playing like Lucio as the other support, is try just on a basic level, look after the supports on your team. If you do that, then you can start getting more and more advanced with this. And then you can start watching pro players play and watch how they actually use their defense matrix, especially if they're D.va, or how they peel for their team, or even how they set up. Now, it's going to be difficult for pure team like kind of coordination in competitive. I've played quite a lot of Grandmaster level and things like that. It's very difficult. So what you see on Overwatch League, you're typically not going to see on competitive, even if you're playing at the highest levels of the ladder. However, keeping it simple and just thinking to yourself, I'm going to keep my supports alive, doesn't really matter who you are. Like, even if you're like a Genji, right, and you're on the attack, if you notice somebody's trying to go for your back line, just jumping on that target as it goes into the back line can really do a lot of work. Winston can be an issue for a lot of players, because if Winston jumps in, people generally don't want to shoot the Winston. Well, I'll tell you something. Winston will get very frightened and very scared if you just turn around and start attacking him. So if he dives onto your back line and you just turn around and kill him or start damaging him, he'll probably run away. That's your job done. Getting rid of the threat from your back line and from your supports is absolutely crucial. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost. I hope this sort of advanced guide has helped you out. It's like a guide then with putting a bit of the theory into practice and showing you guys mistakes that, I make, because we're all human. You can't be expected to get this perfect all of the time. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Peeling is a key concept with Overwatch. I'm going to focus on some more key concepts in some videos in the future as well, so do stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, then like the video and let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.